Good evening. Welcome to the Planning Board meeting of Tuesday, May 1st, 2018. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Looks like we have a full board this evening. Do we need to appoint an alternate? I don't think so.
It's 360. We get 7, so we can appoint one.
We can appoint one. Okay. Tony, would you like to be a voting member this evening?
Sure.
If they're necessary. Okay. So we will appoint you as a voting member as an alternate. Roll call of members. Michael Croto, Chair.
Joe Blanchett, Clerk.
Stephen Weber, Selectman's Rep.
Dennis Page, member.
Kimberly Queenan, Vice Chair.
Tyler Perrin, member.
Tony Turecki, alternate.
Okay, great. Public input. Is there any members of the public that would like to speak on any non-agenda items this evening? Okay, hearing none, I will close the public input. First item of business this evening is application by Mel's Funway Park LLC for non-residential site plan. Owner of properties KBT Realty Trust located at 454 Charles Bancroft Highway, tax map 20, lots 15 and 17. This evening we have Attorney Perlman representing the applicant. Would you introduce yourself?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. My name is Andy Perlman. I'm an attorney with Prunier and Perlman in Nashua. On behalf of the applicant, Mel's Funway Park Limited Liability Company, sitting with me. Our clients, Wayne Caulfield, Michael Accomando, owners of the Mel's Funway Park and their respective trusts that own the property. I trust you have seen our request for a continuance for 30 days.
I did receive that today, yes.
Okay, that came in, that I submitted that later in the day today.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to, sometimes you can submit a continuance and not show up to a hearing, but I just wanted to touch base with the board to let anyone in the public who may have showed up and let the folks at home know that we have withdrawn the paintball portion of the application that was before the board. So anything on the east side of the Charles Bancroft Highway has been withdrawn. The lot line adjustment, the paintball, and the sign. So we're really only talking about the bumper boats and the mini mills facility. We received some comments midday today from Kevin Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
He had some concerns about some parking and drive aisles and walkways. And getting together with our full team, we agreed with Kevin's comments. So we are going to be moving the pool. We're going to push it back a little bit. We're going to make some adjustments to walkways. We think we're going to have a better and perhaps safer area for families to walk around the park. But that's going to take a little bit of time for the Keachnosm folks to do their thing, get plans resubmitted to the NRPC, and then we hope to be back to you the first meeting in June. Okay. And that's just what I was here today.
And I understand that you're waiving the statutory deadline.
We are indeed.
65-day clock. Okay. We have a request for a continuance for this project. Jen, would you like to say anything?
No, I think Andy captured what we've discussed. We also spoke today and had sent out staff report, which is posted to your site yesterday evening with a minor revision today. Some consistent concerns with what Kevin had raised regarding the pedestrian safety through the site, and just making sure there's that separation of vehicles and people getting from cars to attractions. And also looking at parking calculations, making sure we've got an accurate count of the minimum required spaces. It's flagged in the staff report as well.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
And the board should all have copies of that. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it.
I have a couple hard copies if anyone needs a hard copy of that.
I also noted that Lou Karen had made some, sent a letter
Right.
for May 1st.
Actually, that came at the end of the day, so I did not get it posted. I can.
Well, I can read it into the record if
That would probably
that'd be okay. Dear Planning Board members, this is addressed to the Town of Litchfield Planning Board, May 1st, 2018. On April 20th, 2018, I received a revised site plan set, 7 plan sheets with a March 28th, 2018 revision date. These plans are noted as progress print regulatory review pending. I have reviewed these plans and attended the board site visit on April 14th. The project proposes to eliminate the golf driving range along with 22 parking spaces and construct a bumper boat pool, plus a variety of play areas in the former driving range for small children. As such, there is a minimal impact on the site with regards to drainage issues. A possible impact is the loss of the parking spaces, although the need for these spaces is not determined. Since there is a wide variety of attractions on the site, calculating parking needs by conventional methods is difficult at best. A review of the owner's attendance records are probably the best way to determine the maximum attendance and associated parking needs, exclusive of the Spooky World Fall attraction time period. In addition, the pedestrian circulation between the proposed bumper boat pool and a dozen parking spaces to the north poses a potential issue with pedestrians waiting their turn to enter the bumper boat pool. They will be standing in the parking lot. Not the best idea. This completes my review of these revised site plans. If you have any questions, please call me or email Lou Karen, principal engineer. So that is that. Does the board have any questions for the applicant this evening?
I did, but if it's gonna be holding off, we'll wait. It was nothing major.
Okay. All right. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak concerning this matter? Okay. Well, if hearing none, I would, yes, request a motion to continue this matter. Now, how long are you going to need? I think in your letter you said June 5th.
I believe that's your meeting.
So that
June
that
1st
would
is
be
the-
enough time, do you think, to
Yes.
get everything you need together to address those concerns?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I would need a motion from this board to allow the applicant a 30-day continuance on this pending site plan application for case number 1803C, tax map 20, lots 15 and 17. And the applicant agrees to waive the statutory deadline as pursuant to RSA 6764IC and in accordance with RSA 6744IF. And that this would be put on the agenda for June 5th, 2018. So looking for a motion to continue the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to continue the hearing to June 8th, you said?
June 5th,
June 5th.
2018. All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any discussion? All those signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Abstained? Motion passes 1, 2, 3, 7, 0, 0.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy springtime.
Beautiful. out
Finally
today.
getting there.
I know.
The top is down. So. All right, see you guys.
Have a great day.
Good evening.
Take care. Okay. I think it's going to be a light agenda this evening. Before I even go into committee reports, is there anything you'd like to like to add, Jen, in terms of if there's anything you'd like to add?
We anticipated that this was going to take up most of the evening, so we have no other
Yeah.
agenda items planned. Kim did post an item. I'll let Kim introduce and talk about. I will share with you all announcement that I have, and that I am leaving NRPC. My last day will be May 18th. I was recently appointed to be the newest executive director at Stratford Regional Planning Commission. Their director just recently retired. So I will be shifting there at the end of May, on May 29th. So I'm here tonight. I will be here on the 15th with you, where I presume we will be working a little bit more on the community design chapter. Cassie will be attending with me on the 15th. She's actually been doing all the writing of your community design chapter behind the scenes. So she will be in attendance to just have that more direct continuation of that piece of it. From that, Jay has remained in the loop on this particular site plan application, and he will be here on June 5th for the continued hearing, and will, at least for the time being, he will be the one who will serve as your circuit rider moving forward. So you'll be in very good hands. And then I'm not sure what the plan is for hiring or not. I don't know yet. So that will be a stay tuned.
Well, I think it's wonderful. We congratulate you on your your upcoming position. We are totally devastated. No, if I speak for the board, that you're leaving us because you've done a fantastic job being our circuit rider, and we are going to miss you greatly.
Thank you. I will say I did hesitate a lot, and you guys were one of the things that made me hesitate the most. I truly enjoy coming to Litchfield on my Tuesday evenings and working with you all. You're a really great board to work with. You're an easy board to work with, an easy town to work with. Stephen and Cassie, we won't pick on other towns, but occasionally they get a little bit envious. Yeah. So.
Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we wish you all of the best. And as a note, you will definitely be missed.
But I'll be here in 2 weeks. So.
And you'll be
Yes.
here. Okay. All right.
See you.
All right. Well, we'll see you again, obviously,
Yes.
before that. But very good. Does anybody, other members of the board, have anything to add tonight? Or
Kim does.
I do.
Oh, yes, Kim. And then we
What
can.
section are we on? Custom reports? or-
Well, I skipped that part because I wanted to kind of find out if there was anything else.
I did send an email to Troy Brown about the Heritage Commission because I was approached by somebody, and I think John was approached by someone, and he is going to get that going. Maybe for the next meeting, I can post the demolition ordinance for the new members just to come up to speed with that.
It's in the zoning ordinance.
Yeah.
It's so you got a copy of the updated zoning ordinance. It has the new demolition review ordinance in there in that print copy. And John just got tonight.
I didn't catch him, so
Okay,
it'll be up on the website soon.
the
Hopefully.
updated
I'll
version.
just get the flow chart out. They just have to get the idea of what that is.
Yeah, the flow chart is handy.
Yep, and see what the town voted for on that. Let's see. Oh, I was just looking online, and I think I found a 2009 survey that was up there to just quickly skim because I saw like a center village, things we were working on with our community design chapter. If you go to page 7 of that, it actually breaks down what was completed, what was in progress, and what they looked at in the future 5 to 10 years out. I just wanted to see if that kind of matched if we were doing any of that. But it was just more of a read because it looked like it was a community planning roadmap for Litchfield back in 2009. And I just wanted to see if we had anything in common that we were doing or anything that, we didn't think of or anything that was completed at this point. They seem to want to do a lot with wells and tapping of the wells. I don't know if that actually happened. You have any input on that one there? They wanted to address long-term water supply and protection of the water, which is kind of when we were forced into some of that. They talked about a tax increment, like a financial district kind of a thing, but I don't think that ever happened in Litchfield. Let's see, they did do the diversification of the housing types. That seemed to have happened. Yeah, this is it, wellhead protection measures, the site plan regs. Do they do any of that? Oh, that was just okay. Natural resources, an open source plan. Maybe the Conservation Commission does some of that. I don't know. But I did get into a village center right here on page 3. And it talked about just a village plan alternative, but it didn't really go into any more detail than that. So I think we're actually doing more in our subcommittee than this group probably did. But on page 7, it does get into a little grid here of what they had completed and what was in progress at the time. Community build-out analysis. I think we did some of those statistics in the master plan, right? I don't know what inclusionary zone ordinance was. Conservation open space ordinance. We have a conservation committee,
Yes,
so.
well, there's a conservation open space ordinance now.
Buffers and setbacks along 3A. I don't know if they, I know we have setback rules, but they was particular about 3A. This was in progress at the time of 2009.
Yep.
Community character guidelines. I think we're kind of working on that now. Designate prime wetlands, open space protection strategies again, joint economic development efforts. I think they were looking at the towns around them. Economic Development Committee. I don't believe the town has one, or I don't think we have a Chamber of Commerce either. No. And I don't know if we, my whole fight was we probably shouldn't be part of that, right? Because we're supposed to be a group over here. We shouldn't be like working with the Chamber of Commerce to build a building and then have it come in front of us, and we were part of that, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So, implement GIS system. Looks like that was there. Agriculture preservation. What was they saw in the future happening was natural resource inventory list, energy inventory list, infrastructure for sewer and water study, an energy action plan, conservation plan, infrastructure plan. And again, utilities, tax exemption, and a town center ordinance or village plan alternative. So I think it shows that they have finished things they've started, which is good. And but I didn't see anything new. Oh, I had the link in the I put the link right here. If you go under 2009 community plan, if you click on that link, it should take you there. I just didn't know if we were doing work that somebody had already done in the past. And this was for the Route 93 expansion they saw coming at the time, because there were all the towns around it, what they were thinking had to be done. So all it was is, again, just quickly skim it, see if we could put anything in our community design chapter. And it looks like we are at least addressing the community character look, you know, in the center of town or business district or whatever we're working on here.
All right. Anything else?
This is for the minute meetings.
I'm sorry?
This is for the minute meetings. Just
okay.
Make sure I wasn't.
Is there anything else from the board?
I have a couple.
Okay, Joan, what do you have?
June 11th, NRPC is holding a roundtable for planning boards, 6:30. I guess that's at NRPC.
Correct.
And I saw a training for.
Yes. And there's also on May 17th, we have Steve Buckley from the Municipal Association coming. He's going to essentially reprise his planning board basic session that he does every year for the what's now called the Office of Strategic Initiatives, formerly the Office of Energy and Planning. For their annual conference, he just did the session Saturday's conference. If you weren't able to make it to the conference on Saturday, which was all day, and it was actually a nice day, so not necessarily where you wanted to be on a Saturday, but Thursday evening at 6 o'clock at our office, we'll have some light refreshments. Feel free to bring, if you want to bring something more to eat, feel free to bring, you know, a sandwich or something, but we will have some snacks, and he will do a 2-hour session, thereabouts. Maybe it'll end a little sooner. going through planning board basics.
I think it would be good, especially for new members. Encourage you to go to that, get an idea of what it is to be on planning board. I think it'll be a good experience for
Pay
you.
mileage.
And-
You pay mileage,
Yes, you
and the
get
session is
reimbursed.
free.
I'm signed up for it.
You are?
Good.
Great. Yeah.
Tony, I think you're on it too, yeah?
Okay.
Great.
Excellent.
I think you'll find it worthwhile.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, Steve will do a good job.
I have something else I forgot. Kind of important too.
Okay.
The Historical Society was invited, the Litchfield one, to the Merrimack Historical Society, because we invited them over here last year. We went over there last, I think, Saturday. And they showed us the park they're doing on their side. We drove down, and it is exactly across from the town hall and the church and all of that. So I took pictures from that side of the embankment. So, you know, I keep hearing it's steep. It is because it's about the size of a building, but at least we can kind of visualize if there was a park that was going to go there.
Can you send Cassie?
Yeah,
some
I'll
of
bring the
those
pictures to
photos?
our next.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Send them
If
to you?
if you have digital photos,
They're on my
email.
phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to zoom in because we were across the river, but
Yeah. It's okay.
okay.
You
So
can
that'll at least give, help us, what they're going to see on their side of the river. And now when we're looking at our park, we're going to see theirs on the other side.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah, we might be able to, like you said, zoom in or crop them, use something in the chapter,
Right.
illustrate that area. Be a good image.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Committee reports. Do we have any reports from any committees? I know the Conservation Commission met the end of April. I did not attend that meeting, fortunately, but I believe it was the 25th. And I think the next one, it's the fourth Wednesday, isn't it?
Now it's the fourth Wednesday.
Fourth Wednesday. I get confused now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be on the 23rd of May. So I'll probably be at that one. Any other reports? Anything from NRPC as the commissioner?
I have a question about the Conservation Commission. Is
Yeah.
that road that's being paved going down to the river? Is that boat?
It's not paved, it's
Oh.
recycled asphalt, and that is the future Litchfield River access.
River access.
I figured it'd be a dirt road and I saw this pavement or whatever, that recycled
Yeah.
material. Wow.
But there's
Like
4
a river
days,
development going in?
No.
13 acres
It looks
that the
nice.
Conservation
Yeah.
Commission bought.
Yeah. And it's for like kayaks, canoes. You can
Yeah.
bring it down.
Oh, I thought they were just gonna bring their canoe down to the river themselves and.
Yeah.
No, it goes down, there's a parking area, and then there's a
Yeah.
trail that brings them
Oh, I'll
down
check
to
it
the
out and look.
river.
That's awesome.
For NRPC, though, I don't have any report.
All right. Great. Minutes of the April 17th, 2018. Do we have minutes?
I'd like to pass this out. I didn't want to send them.
Oh.
Can we send 2 over that way though to Jen? And I have an email. I can send you the soft copy if I just want to make sure they agree that these edits should be in. It's just my 2 points that I would
Oh,
like
okay.
added in.
This is for April 17th?
Yeah, for
Oh,
when we were
okay.
discussing the community design chapter. I can just read it quickly once everybody we might decide just to summarize, but I just want to make sure that they agreed I said this. I think you had mentioned some of the discussions about an ice rink and all that, and we had discussed since the town's safety complex buildings were in the area. It was also suggested if this area was chosen to be a park, that maybe having a couple of large playground fire trucks and police car structures for the kids to play on. That was something that we discussed, right?
You're right.
And then this one's bigger, but the idea is here. Also discussed was this area represents Litchfield's town administration buildings where the town business is done. Since there are other parks in town for the kids, that maybe this park or whatever, I don't know what I was thinking here, maybe part of this area might want to have a more business professional presentation. An idea of an outdoor sculpture park was discussed, much like a smaller version of the Dakota Museum and Sculpture Park in Lincoln, Mass. I put a link here so people could look at it and see what these sculptures look like when you're walking in the woods. It's just basically gardens and paths, and you come across a metal sculpture or stone structure kind of thing. And it can be combined with the park for the kids as well. So I just said some comments from what the Tacova Ways. You don't have to put that in the memo, but just for you guys to, if you wanted to look at what we were I was trying to think, and people who knew about sculpture parks were thinking about. But these sculptures are usually mid-sized to tall, right? Like welding things or metal, kind of thing. And then you could link the above to look. I was thinking 4 to 6 sculptures in the park. Maybe nobody else wants it. I'm just throwing it out there. But you could have both a sculpture park and small parks in the area. But definitely look at the site, and you'll see what it looks like. Get the period off the end of the sentence, though. That went on the link, but.
Okay.
But it's for people of any age to walk, right? Combine nature and art, right? Kind of thing.
Right.
But Joan, you don't have to write this whole thing. We can just
Okay.
have one sentence about, something similar like the one in Lincoln. That first sentence I have there is good.
So you want that included in?
I think
in
the first sentence for sure, the first one that says for the town safety complex. You don't have to underline it. I was just trying to say we have a safety complex behind our buildings. And I'd say on this, let's see. Yeah, where it says, I think the first 2 sentences where it ends in the park in Lincoln, Mass.
Mhm.
Just the first couple, the first paragraph, the whole thing, and maybe
Yep.
the first 2 sentences up to Lincoln, Mass.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, maybe nobody wants it. I just wanted to say we had ideas. That's all.
Okay. All right. Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes? Is there any changes they'd like to make or
Aside from that,
suggestions? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, April 17, 2018, as amended, with the changes that Kim has
suggestion.
provided. I'm sorry?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Abstained? Motion passes 7-0-0. Okay, great. Any other business before the board this evening? Okay. Well, if not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Abstained? Motion passes 7-0-0. It's been a short meeting, and thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you on the 15th of May. Good night.
Dennis, that was you that seconded?